10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Prepare for battle.
Yeah, luckily we're not North American bias, so Cinderin, without the EG bias, who do you think has the good draft?
I can't really pick a favorite based on draft, to be honest. I think it's pretty even. I get to say that when I'm not on the panel.
Yeah.
Then I don't have to choose.
Yeah.
What I will say, however, is that the two lineups have very different styles, and that is also why it gets a little bit tricky. You can't just say, you know, it depends a lot on the execution of the first 10 minutes and who gets to play their style in the game. EG's lineup is way more oriented around split push and just pressuring the lanes all the time, whereas IG have exceptionally good team fight with the Treant Phoenix combination. They have the catch of the Bat Rider. And of course, they have the damage to go with it through both Ember and the PA. Interesting for me, though, like it seems like IG have completely changed over the last few games. They were really dominant, started out 2-0, 2-0, I think. They won their first 4 games. Then they hit a bit of a bump against Secret, and it looks like they're rethinking themselves a bit here. So what I'm wondering is, are they trying to learn something more here, or are they starting to doubt their other strategies? Because hero like Magnus was available in the first phase. They didn't go for that this time.
Yeah.
There was another hero that we noticed that I'm forgetting here that was available to them.
We're talking about the Juggernaut, was the other one.
There was a Juggernaut that they could have also gone for.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because they banned out the spec instead, so they went for the... but without the Empower buff.
And they're playing Bat Rider on XXS, which hasn't really been successful this tournament.
But they didn't really have another choice for him unless they went for the Magnus. Like, that was the only other choice that would be able to get around the Treants. Because, like, what else? Clockwork or question mark? What do you try and run there?
There's always options. But, yeah, it's definitely something different here. Very important for, I think, mainly IG, I would say, definitely want both their Ember and PA to get off to a good start here, because the problem is if EG get the better laning stage and start snowballing a bit,
well, this could be nice.
The
for
split
mid.
push can become a problem really early.
OP's up a fair way now. Okay, now Zai hasn't leveled anything up. I thought for a moment he might try and combo for a Shackle, but then you realize that Samel only just cracked level 2 and didn't have much to work with.
It's good harass. Oh, he missed the power shot on the Flask. That would have been really nice for him. So OP is still full HP. Bottom lane. They're actually running the Treant in the safe lane as a support here, together with the Phoenix. This is obviously a great and very strong tri-lane. Phoenix and Treant together can do a lot of damage and have good slows. Treant's base stats are amazing as a lane zoning support. But Furion is one of those heroes that are annoying to deal with as Treant, on the other hand. He has 1 armor. He didn't go for a stout shield or anything of that sort, so it's kind of two-way bullying.
He went for the Leech Seed instead, so just tries to use the fists, and the first time he did that, he took more damage. The trees attacked him, and Bobica lost just as much as Universe did.
And Q went for Fire Spirits, so not opting for the repositioning slow in Icarus Dive that I do think they could maybe force this Nature's Prophet out of lane by just skilling all 3 of the slows and just going at him right away, pretending that the Treants don't exist, but maybe they're worried that it's going to disrupt their lane equilibrium too much and obviously want to focus on getting Burning off to a good start. Nice pressure from Sumail in mid. I do think it was AUI who said on the panel that he really likes this matchup for Invoker. I think he said that at least. In my book, at least, this is definitely a good lane matchup for Invoker. Invoker
that's Sunstrike. Yes.
I don't think it's a kill.
No. It's just that feeling as you go over. Like OP knew the salve didn't. Sumail knew the salve didn't come out. It was just the boots on the Ember Spirit.
If you're a player like Sumail, we've obviously seen him come back from bad laning stages in the past. Very memorable DAC a few years ago on a Storm Spirit. But regardless, the the Invoker hero, just the hero itself, really has some bad matchups in lane sometimes, but Ember Spirit is one of those heroes that doesn't really pressure most mid heroes that much until it hits a couple of key levels. So that means Sumail should be getting a decent timing on his Midas, and that is arguably the key hero for Evil Geniuses in this lineup. If you're picking a core that early, if you're picking your mid laner as the second pick, you have a lot of faith in it and want to try to give it a good game.
Is that still going to be enough, though? Like, we talk about the Hand of Midas, but space has to be created by probably your other critical one, the Slark, going around and ganking. Is this really working when Crit's still leeching a lot of experience on this top lane?
I think so if they go for the, like I was saying, the split push approach has to be what EG are aiming at right now. When the supports on IG hit level 6, the team fights will get difficult for a while. But what EG can do is they can try to play this lane push style where maybe Arteezy goes for a fast Shadow Blade. At least it looks like he's not getting Midas. Starting out with the treads in his quick buy right now. Generally, if Slarks get Midas, they go brown boots into the Midas and get it as fast as possible, but this to me smells like treads into Aquila and then Shadow Blade. And then maybe he can create opportunities around the map. If he has the Shadow Blade and the Sunstrike, that's a kill on almost any hero on IG's lineup, those two heroes combined. Even through Living Armor, can just remove it with the Dark Pact like the panel mentioned. I think that's the right approach here. And Furion, similar, can join, can push out the lanes. Tools are definitely there. Sorry, I used to always call him Nature's Prophet. I don't know where this comes from again. His name is Tequoia.
Tequoia?
Tequoia, actually.
Where does Tequoia come from? You don't...
I don't know, but his name is Tequoia.
Is that in Dota 2 or in Warcraft?
At least it was in Dota 2.
Because
I can't find it on his abilities
right now. He was Furin in Warcraft.
Yes. Where's his name?
Maybe it's just that weird Danish...
He is called... No, he is definitely called Tequoia, but...
Is it like we start calling Wind Ranger Lirale?
I don't think she has that name either, does she?
Yeah, she does.
She does have that name, Dota. Okay.
Well, actually... No, she did.
Yeah, she does.
She did
Lirale, it's right.
Yeah.
Focus Fire says it's Lirale. Yeah?
Yeah.
Getting the important stuff in place here. Oh, nice Tornado mid from Sumail, breaking the Flame Guard.
Make life a little harder for OP, but there's no one rotating onto him. Instead, it's the top lane where Zai's moved up to, and with the creep wave moving forward, Arteezy with treads starts cutting through the tree line, looking for XXS. And, well, Zai will find him into the level 1 shackle, but gotta be careful coming up so close. Boboka is making his rotation up. Thanks to the Observer Ward that was already planted by by IG, they knew the Wind Ranger was up to this. EG actually have no vision on the Radiant side of the river. They only have that one defensive ward in the mid lane.
So this is fairly slow here in the start. Everyone is just farming. More or less, like a few attempts have been made, but nothing too successful when it comes to pressuring your opponent away. Ideally, I would say EG want to start trying to pressure towers before these supports hit level 6 on IG, so I think soon we'll see when Universe hits level 6, it's likely that there will be a support rotation. Either he will come to their lane and try to get a kill on the whichever hero is in the top lane then pushing that tower, or they're going to go for a double support rotation to bottom with the Nature's Prophet joining in for that. I think just sitting back and keeping on farming, just playing this style, will give IG the spike that they're looking for in about 4 minutes on their supports. And EG could make the first good move here very soon.
Crit's looking for the Observer Ward, but it's a little bit more unusual for the early game. He's got it up on the hillside, so XXS just starts with the Sticky Napalm. OP, now the Flame Break will pull him back in range of the Searing Chains, but Zai connects onto the Shackle. Rubik, well, with a little bit of help, TPing in from Universe. XXS, nah, he fireflies right out through the Roshan pit. But the first rotation in from the Nature's Prophet, you know, TP straight back down the bottom lane, doesn't miss out on much, but allows Burning and Q to push into the tier 1 tower and do some decent damage.
Great Shackle shot there from Zai, definitely saves the Rubik. However, by virtue of IG making that aggressive move and forcing rotation, it is not EG making the move. And as you said, a lot of the tower bottom is now gone. Burning has brought this down to about a third together with Q.
TPs are coming in. The Shackle!
Nice!
Zai! Perfect tool X! Hits on with Phoenix, getting the Sunstrike follow-up and Burning. Oh, no real way to escape this unless Evasion is his friend, which it is not. Zai and Sumail get the kills.
That was a very, very nice Shackle shot from Zai. I think if you're IG in that position, you're not really considering that assault angle at that point in time. So if you're thinking about, there might be a Shackle shot, they're probably thinking he could come from the front or maybe from the right. But Zai made a very good rotation coming in from the Shrine side. caught them off guard there. And 2 kills out of that. I thought they were only going to get the Phoenix, but they actually got both. The kill on Burning is especially big, in addition to defending their tower. So
and
this...
Crit went for a quick movement straight after. Like, they smoked up, he drew a line in towards the mid. They want to move and shift the pressure from bottom lane into mid. Have Invictus Gaming rotating for them with Nature's Prophet TPing out. You do actually have the Icarus dive. Colsnap's making it difficult. Down he goes. And Q the power shot and the attack. It reaches. And the Phoenix will fall. OP's moving over under the cover of Invis and Flame Guard up. EG will back up, be happy with the 1 kill.
It's very important for IG at this point that this doesn't turn into a significant tower push. Of course, they do have the Treant, who can heal their towers up again. He doesn't have Living Armor skilled, however, so this is that sweet spot for EG to get that done. But I wonder when we're going to see, or rather what we're going to see from this. But actually, Batrider does have the Blink Dagger on Quickbuy, and he's only 700 away. So this move from XXS that will really start their lineup off. We haven't talked too much about them in terms of starting fights. That we said they want to do team fights, which they definitely do, but they need to set up the conditions for a team fight in the first place. Batrider Blink Dagger is a great way of doing it. Speaking of him, he's going to get jumped here by the Slark.
The Sunstrike's going to be off target, however, and Arteezy can't keep him controlled. XXS tries to make the most out of it. Firefly farm while he can.
Still closing in on that. So the Blink Dagger on Batrider is important. Levels on Ember into this Veil, also very important. Something to note about the changes to Phoenix, I can't remember which patch it was, if it was actually 7.0, but you might remember Sunray used to be pure damage. It is magical, so it deals more damage now than before if you do have a Veil, which OP will be picking up mainly for himself, but of course all this amplification adds up. Great for the Batrider Firefly as well. So I like it. We've seen a bit of a change in the way people play Ember. A lot of Embers rush the Boots of Travel. But in this game, very clear what IG want to do. Yeah. They want to look for these fights.
Oh, you said it yourself, like, EG is going to come to you. You don't want to let them, like, force down the towers. And you can see that through the building from the Nature's Prophet, building into that early drums. So he understands he needs to give the aura, not just go straight for a Hand of Midas or anything like that, the greed farm style build.
We generally see this build from Universe, I think, in his Nature's Prophet games. This has been his go-to, going for the drums and then Midas, so that you hit that very quick early power spike compared to other heroes in the game, and then you want to utilize this. It plays very well into the idea of pushing towers, having this drum for your Treants and for the other heroes that group up with you naturally when you go for kills. For now, it's just using it to farm, though, and the question is how EG set up a fight. Their catch is still limited. Slark doesn't have the Shadow Blade yet. Wind Ranger's level 4. Obviously, Rubik doesn't have a Blink, so they might just be waiting for this Arteezy Shadow Blade, which is coming in at about 500.
The pressure they're applying on bottom lane, however, may just be enough to force EG to fight down here. You have Prophet as well as Wind Ranger, but the Observer and Sentry's behind, so EG know exactly what they're up against if this does happen. And yeah, Universe is out. He's going to join Arteezy. Tier 1 for Tier 1 tower. Trigger a drum charge even for these Treants. And that will be enough to bring down the tower. So a 1-for-1 trade-off. Burning and Arteezy getting the last hits. Such an even matchup between them all. The only person who has the advantage is Arteezy on the net worth, sitting just shy of 6k.
He has a fairly big advantage, actually. This is what happens when Slark gets a completely free lane. This is very, very early. Having 11-minute Shadowblade, Treads, Aquila, and Magic Wand is exceptional. He has 100 CS min 11. So Arteezy is ready to go, and I think that is the play for EG now. Like, get him activated, let the Nature's Prophet and the Invoker farm the jungle and the lanes, see if you can get a couple picks here and there. And especially, you're looking at Burning, and they've of course checked him out. They know he's going for this Battle Fury. He showed the Ring of Health and the Broadsword in his inventory. This hero is food right now. He has, like, absolutely no health. If he gets jumped by the Slark and a Sunstrike, he's dead.
Oh, crit.
This guy can also die.
He was just walking up, he saw the Spirit, but with both Burning as well as OP there, they have the damage. Burning's trying to TP out. The Sunstrike, OP was almost tanking it as well to try and save Burning. Wasn't enough. Bobrika, now he's the man who has to fight up against Arteezy. The Sun Rays turned on, the Spirit Jump, OP blocking up Arteezy even inside the Shadow Dance. Arteezy just has to leg it away. But a 1-for-1 trade-off, you're very happy with that if you're EG.
Yeah, it's a great trade. They lose their Rubik. Arguably, maybe Crit didn't even need to be there before Arteezy got in and scouted for him, but at the end of the day, he kind of just baited IG into a bad position, and they got that key kill. And you just saw it there. I don't even know if... I think Crit dealt 0 damage to the PA. She was full health. gets jumped by Slark and Sunstrike, and he dies. And that Sunstrike was even split with the Ember.
Yep.
So they have way overkill on him right now, and there's nothing in sight for burning.
X-Sword. He's already done it.
This is looking very, very good for EG this early into the game.
But now it's IG's turn to fight. They smoke up and invade into the Dire jungle. They got that Blink Dagger of XXS they really want to be using. So actually it's the Dire who scan a little bit closer towards their own Ancients on the south side.
Oh, it just expired when they were about to get in there. XXS will avoid it.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
He's still waiting for someone from EG to defend. OP and bo3 just pushing it, the power shots looking for something else, and okay, IG are really uncertain about this. And understandably so. They need to play underneath the sentry ward. Arteezy's just on the edge of the detection of the ward. Now he'll walk into it.
There's a couple of problems for IG right now that they have to play around. Their Treant isn't level 6. It's 13.5 minutes in. He's still got 2/3 of a level to go, so bo3 having a pretty bad game by his standards in terms of levels. And when Burning is going for this farming build on PA, he's not combat ready. So this fight in mid was effectively a 4-on-5 where he wasn't even there. And that's what I was talking about earlier. I don't know if IG are a little bit out of their comfort zone in some of these games, but this doesn't look as sharp as they did on the first day. Especially in terms of the synchronization between their lineup. This seems a bit out of place, that they want to try to team fight, and then their PA builds a split pushing build. Whereas when they played OG, for example, and they went for the anti-mage with the ultra farming build, they were dodging like no tomorrow in that game, playing full split push themselves. But this is like two directions. And it makes me wonder, is the only playstyle they play Burning on just like farm, 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 farm?
Maybe.
Because that won't work every game necessarily.
bo3 found a friend, started with the leech seed, then went in for the punch. Universe TPing out, but the damage should be more than enough. Burning will find the kill.
It's big for him. That's his Battle Fury almost. He's gonna get it now. Unless OP steals his 2 last hits with the illusions. Your B-God isn't pleased with that. Is he gonna sell something? No. He's gonna wait a little bit.
He's got it.
I'll have it in a second. So Arteezy's going to be pushing out this top lane. I think what he's thinking about here is if he shoves in this lane, he can place a good lane ward and then maybe make a rotation to another lane.
Oh,
But be careful, he didn't get the Dark Pack off.
Blink Lasso, have they got enough damage with the Sunray? Arteezy going to go inside the Shadow Dance, but all you got to do is follow the puff of smoke and keep the sticky napalms up. But Arteezy, it'll wear off, and now they try and turn it around, and with the Sunstrike, Samael gets a rebuttal.
Just on the edge there. The max level Exort. It's so much damage right now. 475 pure damage on that Sunstrike. That's half of Phoenix's health.
And I was expecting like another TP to come in from Invictus Gaming before they attempted that, but XXS really believed he had that. But without any kind of dust, like he's carrying at the moment double infused raindrops on this Batrider and not having any dust to speak of.
So what are IG gonna do now? I'm very curious about their plan, since the Battle Fury is now online for Burning, and they now have their level 6 on Treant. So this is where options open up that they didn't have before. In my opinion, their lineup just got like twice as strong by having Overgrowth, because now they can protect their egg. The only hero that can realistically really get hits off would be the Slark Dark Pacting off the Overgrowth and then attacking. Everyone else will more than likely get hit or not want to really run into this Ember right now and the Batrider. There's going to be a lot of fire everywhere they have to get through. Like Burning is working toward a Deso now. A bit
Full
of both
combat?
Bit of both worlds here with the farming item of the Battle Fury and then the combat item in Deso. In a way, Deso is more or less mandatory on PA right now, the way the hero is played. But this Battle Fury I haven't seen for a long time. This is very unusual.
What happens when
Last time I doubted Burning, he ruined my predictions. So let's just say this is good.
Hey, this time he doesn't actually have the Battle Fury plus the Empower. That Sunstrike's on the Mark Q. Down to 110. He was just standing still, however, so it was a fairly easy Sunstrike.
It's still important for IG that even if they take this harassment and get pressured a little bit, EG are not knocking down towers. bo3 has a point in living armor, so this mid tower is slowly getting healed up. The game is relatively quiet right now, and that allows for Burning to play the way he wants, at the very least. Question is if this PA realistically will win this game with her farm and together with the Ember. If that core matchup is good enough, once the Slark obviously is... He's closing in on a Silver Edge, which we know is an exceptional counter to the Phantom Assassin. We might see Nature's Prophet get a secondary one later on. And a lot of pro players consider Invoker to be the absolutely... Like, if you could just pick any hero and have it in the ultra late game with full items and everything and have the right player on it, a lot of people say Invoker is like the best hero in the game. Late game, this hero just does so much when BKBs are low and you have like this massive array of spells.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
it's troublesome for IG to deal with that, I feel.
I'll see how IG deal with EG's aggression. They 3-man smoked underneath their southern shrine, and now IG will actually smoke as well. They're pushing up to maybe wrap around. Samael is the primary target, and XXS blink in, lasso on back. They keep him in the Sunray, and Max Spirit committal, so Samael will fall. Rubik reveals himself by actually stealing an ability from down inside the Radiant jungle, but with the death of Samael, EG will not take the fight, and they will also not defend their tier 1 tower.
It's always a big moment and one of the most annoying moments when you're playing if both teams are looking to make an aggressive play at the same time and one guy is semi-baiting, but the bait isn't ready. Samael got jumped 10 seconds too early there. His team wasn't there. So not only do they get that key kill, but EG's move also becomes obvious because they're not showing elsewhere on the map. So they effectively like made 2 plays at once. They avoided a play and made their own play here. And EG, like you said, didn't really get much out of this.
Barbica. He was on the edge of that dust. Makes a break for the tree line. He stole the bounty rune and will TP out. Slippery. I'll say little tree, but he's really not that little.
By the way, if you remember 10 minutes ago in this game, the supports of IG were clearly behind in terms of experience. Just this 1 kill on Invoker is worth a lot for them. The Phoenix is now level 9 and almost a half. Will be getting his Hand of Midas within a reasonable timing, I would imagine. I'm guessing that is what they go for. Treant is also going for a Midas.
Delay this game up.
I think we talked about it earlier that it seems like if you go 4 Midases or more, I think the teams with a lot of Midases, like that many, have a pretty bad win rate. 3 is like the soft spot.
EG's timing on this one. The Flame Break is going to push both Arteezy and Universe outside of Roshan. They were hoping just to snipe it out, but it won't happen. OP's pushing in the mid lane. The bottom lane was already being pressured as well, so Prophet's going out to defend that. So EG missed their opportunity, leaving Roshan a little injured.
Good read from IG, and I think if they were in a slightly better position and they're a bit earlier, they might have just been able to try to force a team fight in the area. They have all their abilities ready, but more than likely they're happy to just take it easy, wait for Burning to have the Deso, because then maybe they can snipe the Roche themselves. They know that this will be a very quick kill for them if they just have any sort of key information around the map. However, the warding for IG is only centered around their own jungle. They don't really have much information to go by as far as EG's movements are concerned. Right
EG at least had that one observer ward to scatter the PA rotating in. So they do understand what's going on, and Burning started it before the Desolator has arrived. So Arteezy, Sentry Ward is down, so if he wants to Silver Edge himself into the pit, it's going to be visible, and there it is. They actually see him running in. He'll get hit up by the Sunray, dropping down low. Searing Chains doesn't work. Now with a jump away with Dark Pact. And Roshan now sits at around 50% of his HP. But EG's not fully committing to this. Like, they let Wrath of Nature go from Universe, but he continues to farm up on the bottom lane underneath the Observer Ward, which now actually sees a lot more because he broke down the tree line, and pressuring to the tier 2 tower on bottom lane, which is already down at 1/3 life.
IG can't go and gank him though, because then they're losing Roche, and they know that.
Yep.
So
Sunstrike.
Oh, nice kill. That might actually be the Roche here, or force a buyback if EG think they're fast enough. There is a gem on the Slark, so they will find the Sentry Ward now and get rid of that. And have a pretty good feeling about this probably, but
with
Nature's Prophet is actually getting ganked right now, but it's a 2-man gank squad bottom. They will get the kill.
Oh, where's your TPs? You got BTs up. In fact, yeah, they're all going to TP over to the shrine. Phoenix can buy back if he wants to, but instead it's initiation jump over on Burning. Takes so much damage early on. Roshan outside the pit, wondering what the commotion is on his front doorstep. And really, it's just Burning dying.
That's just the weakness of his build right now. He's
oh,
so
the shackle, perfect. The Sunstrike. OP's got no defensive shields. Oh, Arteezy has a double kill, and you want a ticket to go Roshan, both Ember and PA down. That's your ticket.
I still think Bad Rider might try to be cheeky here and try to steal it. Realistically, this is not going to be successful.
They don't have an observer ward to see him. They don't see around that side of the pit.
Boy,
so Roshan's low. XXS has Flame Break available. He's got to do it now. Phoenix jumps in the pickup. Telekinesis ground him. Arteezy pick up the Aegis Immortal. Will go into the Supernova. The damage. Where is it? The Root's actually not letting them get the last hit off to the Nova. It gets killed off before it can trigger. You still have the Aegis Immortal going out. So the respawn up for Arteezy, but EG don't really lose much beyond the Aegis.
They will be very satisfied with that. They're also going to get the mid-tier 1 tower. Ideally, they don't even lose the Aegis there, but IG went for a pretty good play with the Supernova and Overgrowth, but Slark just barely got enough hits off to break the egg. If that If that X gets off, that could have gone really, really interesting for IG with their cores respawning shortly after. But EG clean it up in a good position right now. The question is, where do they go from here? I still think we're into the split push kind of game. I have a hard time seeing EG just going down the lane as 5-man and just try to push a tower. Slark is still not at that point yet, where the hero just isn't comfortable with that playstyle yet. So they can just chill, control the map. And IG have to be worried right now about this Slark, because they can't send their heroes out alone. They will get solo picked with a Sunstrike and a Wrath of Nature still. I think none of their heroes survives. Maybe the Ember if he has a Remnant out, obviously, but anyone else is a pick.
Yeah, that BKB needs to be done on Burning before he'll feel more comfortable. And Living Armor is being used primarily just to bring the towers back up to full life. Don't really have that to work with either. And Sumail, like, he Sunstrikes down this kill, keeps getting more. He's 4-1-5 on this Invoker, has the highest net worth on the field, and is now building himself towards a Lincoln Sphere. So, Batrider initiation onto the Invoker is going to become more and more difficult.
Bat is still keeping up a pretty good pace on his farm overall. It's not ideal, but you can obviously deal with the Lincolns by using your Force Staff aggressively, and generally when we start seeing that being effective is when Batrider also has a BKB, because you can't use your Force to get out then you have to be able to sustain a little bit. So when that BKB comes off, that might be a play, but absolutely, I still think it's the right choice here from Sumail to get a Lincoln, since there's not much else that can break it. I guess Leech Seed, and also Stifling Dagger and Phantom Strike, actually. But Burning doesn't really want to commit in on that Invoker. I think he's going to be in an awkward position unless the supports get in the first place. And more importantly, it's just about the split push, right? Like, Sumail is not going to expect to get ganked by the PA when he's out split pushing. It's more than likely going to be Bat plus a BOTing Ember.
IG's trying to prepare themselves for a fight. OP was just nudging out the bottom lane. He can still jump up to the Spirit he has near the tier 2 tower. But even the fact that Invictus Gaming, EG were all the way down at the bottom rune, and they still did not want to push up to that tier 2 tower.
Yeah, they're not feeling comfortable right now, and they shouldn't. This is a very big lead for EG, as a matter of fact, right now. They're closing in on 10,000 on the goal and 7,500 on the XP. And I think just if this playstyle goes on, it will favor EG more and more over time in terms of the graph ramping up. I don't think IG's heroes will farm as effectively, and I'm saying that even with a Battle Fury PA. It's just that their side of the map is way scarier to play than vice versa.
Yeah.
Because all of the really good pickoff potential, apart from Batrider, is on EG's side.
Not to mention, so you want to go out into your own jungle, Universe continues to farm it up.
And that... So wait, where did the gem go?
Gem of Truth side?
Did he put it back on the courier? Arteezy? Where is it? Oh, they put it in base again. So they wanted to just have that gem for the Roshan fight, and now that they don't have an Aegis, they're not feeling comfortable in bringing out the gem. We might see them pick it up if they try to make a 5-man move a bit later, or a 4-man rotation with Furion pushing a lane. But for now, not going to be the case.
Best not to risk it. These ward positionings from IG in the laning.
Oh, bottom lane.
Yeah, Sumail BT'd in. He wants Bobrika. Bobrika doesn't really have enough life to survive it, however. The combination, too good and too easy for Sumail. And while he does that with no treant up, the other 4 of EG forcing in through the top lane, looking for that tier 2 tower. There's only 2 remaining out of towers now for IG. And every time they lose this, they're slowly getting throttled back into their own base.
Burning wants some of this juicy gold. Got a couple. No crits, though. And now he's going to go for BKB. Yeah, so when these BKBs come out, EG will hit... Invoker loses a lot of effectiveness when the BKBs are high duration. And that might be what IG are trying to wait for here. Get the BKB on Batrider, get the BKB on PA, and then look to fight. They still need to be a bit careful with... Just even the right clicks of EG are actually fairly substantial still. Because Slark is as rich as he is. And of course Invoker, even without a spell, you know, you got Alacrity. It's a... Slark with Alacrity can kill a PA. If he Silver Edges him first.
So how does IG actually approach the fight then? Or do they still approach the fight? Like, you have BKB, it's fantastic. But do you just use that as like insurance so you can continue to farm up? Is OP really ready to engage before he has his Lincoln Sphere up? Like, yeah, Burning should be ready, but is that when you look at a 3-man gang squad? Like, you actually take the Batrider with the Phoenix and the PA and try and find an opening.
Yeah, it's a bit tough right now to see how IG set it up, just because their lanes are always an issue. Of course, having these travels on Ember is great, but he won't dare to push this out that far unless he has some key vision out. If he gets Shackle shot and Slark is there, he dies. The Orchid now coming out of Nature's Prophet is also going to be a problem for him when he's split pushing. And even when he has the Lincolns, he can still be in trouble against the Sprout. So, IG just look like they might want to make a move now. They're at least grouping up here. The Smoke of Deceit is ready on Q. I guess they will smoke here. Burning will get the BKB. So this is the timing window they were looking for. They're going to smoke here, I would imagine.
Yeah, but they have the Observer Ward, which is going to get de-warded. Arteezy was losing his ulti. So they understood it.
This is still a very good timing now for IG. At least, given how far behind they are, this is the best chance they've had in the last 5 minutes to take a good fight. That's how much this BKB matters.
But you just got the Lincoln Sphere over on the Invoker. Like, it just got completed before this push.
Are they going to be too late here? Is there a glyph? There is a glyph.
Well, they can delay it. Arteezy's actually got the Lincoln Sphere effect on him,
and
so they're protecting the Slark. But look at XXS all the way around the back. He'll jump in, but crit! He'll get the telekinesis lift, not to mention the double stun on PA and Bobica. They'll never in the fight. Supernova is down. Zai's trying to get rid of it, but it'll be Arteezy to finish the job. A 1-for-1 trade-off. Burning still looking for a fight. They find crit at least. And then maybe a Shrine trigger time. The tier 2 tower remains alive on 28 HP.
He's going to heal it up. So that was a 2-for-1 trade-off where PA used her BKB. I would say overall this is fairly even, to be honest. Getting this PA BKB down is really crucial to EG. And I think the play to highlight here is Universe with a very, very clutch Orchid onto the Treant. Treant was super close to getting Overgrowth off, got Orchided, didn't use it in the fight, and the Supernova got destroyed. Very, very important for EG. Else that fight could have gone very, very bad.
The jump up. He has Lasso, but he was hesitant, worried about the Dark Pact.
Bad Rider against Slark is always a mind game. It's like, do you think he has reacted? Who's really baiting who?
At that time, he actually hadn't. If he went for the instant Lasso, Dark Pact wasn't triggered.
He still needs to Force Staff first as well. And then if you get the Lasso, can you realistically pull him to your teammates when you don't have the Force Staff to bring him down? It's one thing to catch him with the Lasso, but the follow-up needs to be there. If they don't burst him in the Lasso, he's just going to ulti and run away. So, tricky. Oh, that ward did not work out. Oh, did it?
Oh, crit, the pickup, the throw down, Sunstrike, a little bit off the mark, but the Shackle will be on the mark, on top Burning, holding him in the tree line, not to mention the trees of Universe controlling the Phoenix. So 2 heroes down, Bobica's on the run, Tornado will pick him up. The power shot won't connect, but he does take some fall damage, and with a gem on Arteezy, nowhere to hide for the Treant Protector.
Sometimes getting de-warded is a good ward. It was right under a sentry, it baited in Burning just to quell it, and they saw the opening on him. 2 IG heroes were dead, arguably a pretty aggressive positioning from them, given that they were 3 on 5.
Burning's going to have to buy back.
And EG just pounced on it right away. This does not look good for IG. This game has been very underwhelming for them. EG, on the other hand, are playing a very solid game. That's going to be the tier 3. Arteezy has a... well,
nice Tornado. It actually caught the Bat Rider. That's the Bat Rider who's the man holding that fresh gem. Crib will hold him even harder with a telekinesis grab. And buyback is out from Burning. Spirit jump forward from OP, gets Searing Chains crit in the tree line. He's still holding himself. Spirit's jump in, looking for his damage onto the Ember Spirit. Won't happen when Burning is BKB'd up. But Zai, 20 HP. He's on the run. Burning has no vision of him. And IG have to worry about their home. The tier 3 tower's lost in the mid. Tier 3 tower lost on the bottom.
That's such a big win for EG again. Like, even this fight, it looked like they could have been good for IG when they got that Supernova in the middle of the whole fight, but EG managed to disengage. Their heroes are pretty mobile right now. Windrunner has Windrun, Slark can pounce away, Invoker can Blink or Ghost Walk. The Nature's Prophet also has a Shadow Blade. And at the end of the day, it's only Rubik that dies. And that Rubik traded his life for a Bat Rider and a PA buyback and a tier 3, so huge win for them. And EG's edge at this point is reaching a level that I just don't really see IG's lineup being able to pull this back unless they get like this perfect combo with the like a 3 or 4 man overgrowth at least with Supernova on top and some sort of control on the Slark.
Man, you're kind of hoping that IG stole Ramsey's cake and then made the wish on it. Like, this is the only way this is going to really happen for them. Even the Treants are killing off a Shrine, which OP can't get rid of. Like, he doesn't have clearing, so Burning will have to do it.
Shows up with a 1600 crit, that'll do.
It's like living armor, get it back up again. Roshan is up and EG staring him down. But again, they don't want to really make any kind of risky kind of play, which allows Invictus Gaming a window back in.
I think if IG don't contest this Roche, they're going to lose a lane of Rex as a minimum.
They're not contesting, they're back, and they just walked underneath the dire Observer Ward. So EG know IG are not fighting this.
I think IG want to go, but it's too late. They have the smoke on Treant. It's not happening.
With the Bloodthorn as well from Universe, Roshan doesn't survive long. So do they come out and fight outside the base? Is it the last roll of the dice, understanding they're in a bad position, they need a good pick off?
I think so. I think if you sit in your base and wait, this fight is going to be too difficult to take.
But Arteezy's the frontliner. He's the only one at risk, and he's the man who's got the second life.
I'm not saying it's easy.
It's just Arteezy.
I just don't really see.
Well, there's an easier pick off. You've got Rubik to the right. They don't see him. Arteezy comes in close. Bobica gets a vision on him, but of course Arteezy knows that when his Shadow Dance wears off.
Just gonna back out, wait for his team to regroup. Of course, they can just send Nature's Prophet top. He's gonna start some momentum up here. Getting some very nice levels, by the way, on this Nature's Prophet. He's level 20, Invoker is 23.
How do you even start up a gank? You can't keep vision. Every time Slark walks underneath the Observer Ward, and because Arteezy is rotating so much, they can't keep the obs up. That one Observer Ward, which is sitting looking over the Radiant jungle, has already been pinged. And as far as out of vision go, it's the tier 2 tower up on top and creep waves. It's the only thing that's really giving them vision outside of their own base.
I actually just don't really see the play for IG if they don't have a smoke. Are they out of smokes? No, there is one on the PA in her backpack. As I said before, honestly, I think it's the only play. Like, you gotta go try for something here before EG make the move on you. If EG gets the jump, this is about as over as it can be. They're almost maxed out on the Invoker already, minute 34. He's got a really great inventory going here. Just the Midas needs to be replaced for another item. They have the Aegis to play around with, as you already mentioned. And Nature's Prophet is only getting bigger. He's got an item coming out here. What's that? He's going to have the full Silver Edge. So they have 2 of them against the PA. What do we have coming out on the IG side in response? The BKB on Batrider is still not there because he bought back to try and defend bottom. Phoenix never got his Midas 35 minutes in. Trent got his Midas, which has so far rewarded him a Staff of Wizardry. There's just nothing. There's nothing of value here. The Ember doesn't really deal good damage because his Veil efficiency is falling off. And apart from that, he has a mobility item and a defensive item.
Arteezy, he feels confident, but the Blink Lasso, remember, this is on an Aegis target with a Tornado from Sumail. It hits perfectly. 3 heroes into the Deafening Blast. Burning will be taken by the BKB. Trying to kill Sumail. Got 1 crit, but it still wasn't enough. Even with OP jumping in, his Lincolns will also trigger. So it's not safe to be on the front lines. And Q, he bought back. So there goes Phoenix's money down the drain.
Oh, a nice Sunray steal from Crit. It's going to heal up Sumail very nicely here.
That bottom Rex is gone.
They can't really go in without their Batrider, and he's dead once again.
So this should be mid-Rax as well then if EG just moved.
Absolutely. They lost nothing there. They're going to have all of their stuff ready again. No BKB on Burning. He can't go in. He's going to die.
It seems optimistic for Invictus Gaming to even defend this one. If they just had to let it go for a better opportunity. Arteezy pounces himself away, wants to just regenerate up quickly. Thanks to nighttime, vision is low and he can actually do that. He's still got the Aegis the Immortal. We're only just over 3 minutes into that Aegis duration. So they move up, tier 2 tower, and this will open up the 3rd lane of Rax. Batrider is up, but Lasso is up in 2 seconds.
Safe and solid here from EG. I think they could have gone mid as well, but why not? Just claim the free tower, build your advantage even further. Now you can either keep IG inside their base for the next while and wait for another Aegis if you want. I think that's not necessary. Might as well try to use the one they currently have.
The Shackle, Zai connected. XXS, he also tried to go for the Lasso. It won't work. Wrath of Nature killing up the Phoenix. Batrider's gone too. And Arteezy gets the bash onto OP. So spirit himself away to safety. Burning, he's going in. The BKB up. Gets the crit on Universe. Finally something going his way. Burning almost got 1,000 gold. That just shows you how far behind Invictus Gaming are. And Burning, he wants to go in again. Will he have enough? Maybe with the rooting. Arteezy on the front lines. Still with Aegis the Immortal in hand. Buyback comes in from Prophet. The Sunstrike right in the money. Goodbye Burning. No buyback available. This should be the game. GG is the call. Evil Genius in control.
Yep. They look very excited about that win.
Thrilling!
Artees is just saying, nice push.
Yeah. So another day at the office. So just.
Very good game from EG. At the same time, IG, honestly, just falling apart a little bit. I'm a bit disappointed in this performance, and I so far in this tournament, I really haven't felt Batrider as a hero. It seems to have very low impact in all the games it's been picked. It might have won a game that I didn't see on our stream, but